Hi guys, let's move on. When automating different common administrative tasks using shell scripts, you will often need to compare the output of a command, which is a string, to another string value to see whether they are equal or not, and based on the result, to act accordingly. Let's see how to compare strings in Bash. Two strings are equal when they have the same length and contain the same sequence of characters in the same order. The comparison operator for strings is the single equal sign if you use the if statement with single square brackets, or the double equal sign if you use the if statement with double square brackets. Let's go straight to an example. I'm reading the strings from the keyboard. So read -p, string 1, and the name of the variable is str1, and read -p string 2, and the name of the variable will be str2. First, I'll use the if statement with single brackets. So if single square brackets, and between brackets, in double quotes, $str1 equals $str2. Then else and phi. Don't forget to quote the string variables in the if statement to avoid word splitting or other globbing issues. And the white space must be used between the operator and the operands. The equal sign is the operator, and the $str1 and $str2 the operands. If they are equal, I'm displaying the message, the strings are equal. And if they are not, I'm displaying the strings are not equal. And the same piece of code using the if statement with double square brackets. I'm using double square brackets and equals equals. I'm saving the script, setting the execution permission, and running it in another terminal. Linux and Linux. And the strings are equal. I've got the correct message. Now I'm writing Linux and Mac. The strings are not equal. There's also the inequality operator that returns true if the strings are not equal. As in any other programming language, this operator consists of an exclamation mark and an equal sign. So if double square brackets, $str1 not equal to $str2. Semicolon, then. By the way, instead of writing the then keyword on a new line, you could write a semicolon followed by then. It's the same, and you'll see many examples that uses this style of coding. Echo. The strings are not equal. And phi. I'm saving it and running it again. Ubuntu and MX. Okay, there's an error because I forgot a white space before the closing square brackets. This white space is mandatory. Ubuntu and Kali. And I've got the correct messages. Let's move on and see how to check if a string contains a substring. There are multiple ways to do that, but one approach is to surround the substring with asterisk symbols, which means to match all characters. I'm creating a new script for this example. I'm declaring a string variable called str1. Let's say nowadays Linux powers the servers of the internet. And I want to check if the substring Linux is contained within the str1. So if double square brackets $str1 in double quotes equals asterisk the substring Linux and the second asterisk at the end. Then mv echo the substring Linux is there. And I'll also add an else clause. Echo the substring Linux is not there. I'm saving the file, setting the execution permission, and running it. So the substring Linux is there. But if I'm adding a second X at the end, it will say that the substring is not included, is not there.